You're watching New Soundwave with your hosts, John DeLuna, Brian Kilby, XV, Lady Rick, Bweebum, with Rob Springer.
Hey everybody, it's your old friend John DeLuna. Welcome to New Soundwave. 81. Oh my gosh, we are so old. We are so old. Have we been doing this a year? Probably.
We've been doing New Soundwave on and off since October of 2009.
Wow. Nice.
Man. Ancient times, 2009.
And it's only the fourth format.
I know. Yeah, it's going to be like a golf podcast next week, and the week after that it's pottery, and then we're going to milk a cow live.
What will we do when we roll around to New Soundwave 100? We should do something special for the milestone episode.
I guess I don't know, eat a live baby, perhaps.
I like
if somebody can find that.
Not it.
No. Did I get voted down on that? Maybe in this country that's frowned upon. Need I remind you I'm Hispanic? Oh, maybe we could have a cockfight. How about that? Not a stereotype. I'm just saying. Get a couple of fighting.
Damn it! Our last rooster died last year.
What did you do?
Did we have some up until that point?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Roosters.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did it die?
Do you live on
old age?
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Well, not anymore, Rob. The last chicken died.
How did it die? Anal rupture. I mean, old age.
The last chicken died. All right. Very nice. Okay, so to start the show, we learned a little something about XV. That's nice. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about LA Noir again. We're going to talk about Dead or Alive and child pornography in the same story. Yeah.
Oh,
probably contains some pornography. PSN, because we have to, because it still sucks. A little bit about
torture porn at this point.
Yeah, it's probably like
just to keep up the theme.
Porn. Yeah, who knows? Duke Nukem is weird. Let's just say that. 3DS stories, and let's see, Modern Warfare 3, and then of course, Mortal Kombat Episode 7, Scorpion Sub-Zero. Hoo-ha! All right, so to start off the show, Go Ninja, go! That's what they should have called.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was so good.
Yes. Terrible. Yes. Okay, so we're going to start off the show by talking a little bit more about LA Noir. LA Noir is incredibly popular. It's a big hit. It's the fastest selling new intellectual property in the UK's history. One of the very happy, or is he happy, players/buyers is Peter. So Peter, you've played a little bit more of LA Noir since last week, of course. So give us an update on this fine piece of gaming.
All right, so I've since we last talked, I put in about an extra six or 7 hours of gaming throughout the week, and it is definitely there's at this point where I was talking about last week where the graphics are a little weird, and at first it's very odd because of the way it's so real, but at the same time it's not, so it's a little off-putting. But I've come around to it. It definitely helps. And it's cool to see once in a while cameos in there. Like there's a random appearance of Greg Grunberg, who was on Heroes and pretty much every J.J. Abrams movie except Star Trek. And that was kind of cool. But the graphics, the driving conventions is still a little off. The shooting is off. But I think solving the case and going through and trying to be a detective is definitely pretty fun. I hit a bug earlier this weekend. I was trying to chase down a random street criminal, and the game bugged out on me. And the AI stopped driving, but they didn't know that they were criminals. So my partner started beating the living crap out of them. But since they are not hostile to you, you cannot focus on them and punch them, nor can you draw your gun when you want to. So I did the only thing I could. I got in my car and I ran the suckers over, and that's the only way I could win the game.
Well, that's not like real life police work, so
that's
it's
right.
all good.
Right.
That teaches our kids problem solving.
Right.
No, I do it.
Yeah. But I think it's definitely an enjoyable game. I found that I'm not the only one who sucks at this game because there are two ways. There's a thing called intuition, which allows you to either it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You can either ask the community and they'll tell you what's the common answer throughout all of the social club that Rockstar runs, or you can remove an answer. And I had this one where I chose to poll the community and they got it wrong as well. So I got yelled at by my captain in the game, saying that I'm pretty terrible at the game. So they're like, he was like,
positive reinforcement.
Yeah, he's like, I'm ashamed of you. Now get out there and do stupid street crimes until I call you back. So it's good to know. I've been reading on Joystick and other websites that it seems like people are screwing up as well. So I'm not the only one who sucks at the game, but it's definitely a new dynamic. I mean, there's always been one right way of doing it. And in this one, I accidentally killed the father because I had to, because he ran away. But in actuality, I think if I got a confession of him, I would have gotten the real killer instead of him. But I think that's definitely a new dynamic that a lot of people aren't used to. So there are, ways that you can have alternate endings to games, but there's only one or two. But there's only like one or two. This one has multiple ones for each case. So I think that's a pretty sweet game, and definitely, if you're interested in a new type of game, definitely worth picking up.
Nice. Very nice. Okay,
yeah,
good stuff.
like I mentioned to the chat, I'm really intrigued by the concept of this, and once it gets marked down under $20, I'm all over that.
Yeah, it'll take a while because they're still gonna milk it for DLC, which I think we'll get to in a little bit. So
I can wait a couple of years.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm in no hurry.
You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, XV, if you want Dead or Alive. If you take up residence in Norway and Sweden and Denmark, because those are pious people. They believe in all good things, all wholesome things.
Not according to the Swedish videos I've seen.
They do not believe. Nice.
Hey-o.
How about that? Yeah, that's right. One of the things they don't believe in, child porn, and who can blame them? And because of that, they are not going to let Dead or Alive into their country. No, sir. The 3DS fighter, Dead or Alive Dimensions, Dimensions, Strike. That's right. Triple D will not be available in Sweden, Norway, or Denmark for rumored reasons that it might make you a little uncomfortable. So, according to Eurogamer, child pornography laws are what's going to prevent this game from making it into those countries, because several of the characters are under 18 and they don't look it, if you catch my drift. They look very much over 18 and very much enhanced. So, a little bit more detail. 3 of the girls, Kasumi, Kuroki, and Ayane,
who names this crap?
Yes, or are very explicitly under 18, but they are very buxom. And Dead or Alive does not exactly hold back on the details, if you get my drift. So with that in mind, Swedish child pornography laws also cover animated images. And given that these girls are what they are, the game will not be allowed into those countries. One of the most damning parts of the game, and hooray for Japan. Hooray for Japan. One of the things in the game is called figure mode, where characters can be posed and photographed from every angle.
Oh, boy.
Yo, yes.
Even from the bottom?
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, boy.
So,
Man.
Although you'll probably be like clipping through legs at that point.
This doesn't happen in Animal Crossing,
yeah.
Not yet. Let Japan have a couple more goes at it.
Yeah,
Look
Rob,
at
I hope
Mr.
you don't
Nook.
use like a full, cow model, 3D model.
Hey,
Please.
I've been on the internet since the 90s. They do, John.
Nice.
They
All right.
do.
2 steers, 1 cup. Okay, so speaking of all things porny, but this involves grown-ups, I assume, at least cracked out streetwalkers. Duke Nukem Forever. It has happened, ladies and gentlemen. Duke Nukem Forever has gone gold, which means that the game is finished, finito, and ready for manufacture, duplication, and distribution. Duke Nukem will come out on June 14th. And this time we mean it because the game is done.
I have a fun joke that at work I tell this guy at work, I say, hey, Duke Nukem Forever is coming out. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever. It's like, but it's gone gold. It's going to print. Like, they printed their first copy and they're gonna make copies off of that. He's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, I don't think this game is gonna be real until I play it and all the credits roll all the way till the end, because it could be like at the end it could say insert more credits here and it's never complete.
It could all be just a sick dream.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
Yes. I'm more interested in seeing, like, is this game... So are people going to give this a pass because, oh my God, it's Duke Nukem after 25 years of waiting? Or are they going to be, like, overly critical because, oh my God, we've waited, 47 years for Duke Nukem Forever. It better be, like, the perfect game we've been promised.
Well, from column A, let them from column B.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be... it's just going to be interesting how people treat the game. I, for one... I guess I'll give it a little bit of a pass, but it definitely feels like a rental or a borrow game to me. It's not something like I would plop down $60 for because, I don't know. I'm not 14 anymore, I'm just saying.
Sure. You were when this was supposed to come out.
I was, yeah. It was scheduled. Yeah. If everything had worked out, we'd be on like Duke Nukem 5, I guess, by now, but instead you'll get Duke Nukem Forever and you'll love it. You'll like it. Hey, PlayStation Store.
That'll be $20 before no time's passed.
Yeah, you got that right.
You think so?
Absolutely. Reprints. It's going to be a classic, a PlayStation classic or whatever. Instant classic.
Do you guys really think it'll sell? I mean,
that's a good question. It may be one of those things where it's like all insidery and kind of cultish, and then your average 14-year-old is like, "What the hell is this?"
Right.
Yeah. What's going to happen?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The guy at GameStop's not going to shut up about it.
Oh,
the guy at Walmart's going to be like, "No one buys that."
Yeah. It's like
everyone wants Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Everybody's like, Modern Warfare 3. Is it Modern Warfare 3? No. Yep. And what's with like the pig cops? That's so like 90s. That's probably what they're gonna think.
They're gonna be like,
my dad, or they'll say something like, "My dad won't shut up about this game."
Yeah.
The old guy at Walmart's like, "Need a game from the case? This is a dead alive one everyone keeps buying." No. Damn, everyone keeps buying this one. I don't know why. Duke Nukem. You might want to get this dead or alive one. Everyone keeps buying it. Ain't no one about that.
I gotta say, like, I got a similar story. Like, so I, at the very last minute, like at 5 o'clock on the day it was going to come out at midnight, I pre-ordered Mortal Kombat, and like the 35-year-old guy who was working at the GameStop counter would not shut up about like Mortal Kombat. Like, he had been waiting since Mortal Kombat 2 for Mortal Kombat 9, and he was geeking out, and I was sitting there like, just saying like, "Oh my God,
shut up."
Go to GameStop. It reminds me why I try not to talk about things I like with people who kind of like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not,
Just tell my boss I am so sorry about that Transformers discussion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of old guys who like childish things, check out our
Rob picks his head.
Oh.
Okay, so hey. We've talked about this every week for like a month and a half. The PlayStation Network, the PlayStation Store. Sad trombone. I know. Yes, as Rob is a cutter. He likes pain.
Oh God!
Surprisingly, he is not a PSN subscriber. But you would think so, as he like just scrapes the skin off his head. I have a similar sensation when I turn
Rob,
on my
I will
PSN.
send you a cheese grater.
Oh, stop it!
That would be awesome.
What would that feel like?
Wrestling match. We're gonna have a thumbtack match, and I'm just gonna wear a giant oversized PS3 costume, and Rob will just wear a T-shirt that says "hacker" in like crayon over the front. It's gonna be awesome. Barbed wire, lighter fluid. It's gonna be great. Speaking of, okay, so what we were talking about, the PlayStation Store is not back up, despite rumors that it would be back up around this week.
Damn it! Now I really can't buy nothing this week.
Yeah, Yeah, and put it on my extremely vulnerable PS3 with my credit card. Yeah, I can't do that yet. I know I've been chomping at the bit to put my shiny new credit card number.
Been chopping at the bit to potentially get breached again.
I know, right? So, I mean, have at it again, boys. So yes, the PlayStation Store, it's not back up. It's now they're saying, we're aiming to have it live by the end of May.
Running out of time here, folks.
Yeah, don't worry about what they're aiming for it. They're trying.
They didn't say May 2011, guys. It's okay.
That's right. That's right.
There you go. Very true.
And if you're asking how much the PSN disaster has cost PlayStation, it's actually not as bad as you may have thought. Right now, they're estimating it's going to cost about $171.1 million. By contrast, the earthquake, Sony says that's going to cost them almost $2 billion.
Wow.
Combined, though, it's kind of forced them to revise their projections, buddy, on their earnings. So they're actually now projecting a loss of $3 billion for the year. So buy Sony stock, right? Sounds like a good bet.
Sure.
It'll rebound after a while.
On a brighter, this will make up for it. Again, you can now sign up for your free 1-year identity theft protection. Yes. God. Okay, so after all that, if you're still dying to get some Sony hardware, and I know you are,
and be violated
anally by a hacker in Scandinavia, yes. That little flap of skin, which is not little, like that 2-foot flap of skin that Rob picked off his head, is me.
Using Scotch tape now, guys. It works.
You're like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Stop.
Rob.
I'll stop.
So look, if you like your hardware wide open for an attack, Sony has announced a PS3 Black Ops bundle and a new PSP pack. Okay, yeah, whatever.
So no one's buying these things.
PS3, yeah, they're not going to let PSP go. Like they are literally months from announcing PSP 2. So now is the perfect time to get a PSP. That's what they say. So yes, a PS3 Black Ops bundle's coming out, but more on that PSP bundle. You get a PSP 3000, a 2 gig memory stick. Wow, 2 gigs. And that used to be big, I guess, at some point. MLB 11, Gran Turismo, and you get it all for $160. I guess it's okay if it was like 2008. The PSP 3000 core pack, which comes without a memory stick or any games, so just the hardware. It's currently $130. So considering for an extra, $20 or so, you get a game, 2 games, and a memory stick. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Then again, it's the PSP.
Yeah. If you forgive the fact that it's going to be obsolete in
6 months.
Yeah.
Well,
or less.
Look at it this way, guys. You get half the library with it for free.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What about the rest of the library?
And really, who are we kidding? The PSP is already obsolete.
It's been obsolete. I mean,
it's been obsolete. Yeah. I mean, it's like a solid video game. It's like a solid piece of hardware. It is what it is, but it's like
it's the PSP.
It's 10 years old.
It's a matter of they made a good system, but then decided to do absolutely crap with it.
It's 6 years old, John. 2005.
Why do I keep thinking 10? I want to give it the benefit
because
of the doubt.
It's more damning that way and funnier.
I guess that's true.
And
it only feels like 10 years.
Just because it's a lie doesn't mean it's true. It's not true.
Well, and ironically, the DS came out in 2004 and still doing pretty good. Sony, what the hell?
Right.
Well, Sony never did well at all. So, I mean, the PSP never did well at all. So,
let's give Sony much regarded kudos in saying, way to not give up. You guys are not quitters.
That's true.
And one day they might just recapture those PS2 glory days.
On that note, Microsoft is giving away 360s. Good days ahead. So yes, if you're a student and you're thinking about getting a laptop or a PC, and you say you want to spend about $700 or certainly at least more than $699, Microsoft will give you the entry-level 360 for free. The requirements is essentially that you have to have college student status, and you can prove that with an email with the .edu address, or by showing a student ID at a participating retailer. I still have my college ID. I should give this a shot.
Yeah, mine does. My ID actually never expires, so I can still
see. Yeah, and if they say you look kind of old, you just say,
like, what are you trying to say? College is hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Who are you kidding? Peter looks like he's 12.
You can be
No
like,
offense,
who are you
Peter.
guys kidding? Have you seen the news? I'm going back to school.
Yeah. Did you ever see that movie with Rodney Dangerfield? That's totally me. So yes, they're giving away 360s. It starts this week, so third week of May, and it runs through, I believe, September 3rd. So you have all summer to do this, kids. And the online
good deal.
participating,
Mhm.
it's a great
deal.
deal, actually. I mean, essentially, they give you the $200, the $199 version of the Xbox, and there's no strings attached. So you could just turn around and sell it if you wanted to, and just get essentially like $200 back.
Guys, think about college. What did you do?
Play games,
Exactly. Internet and games.
not study.
What about the alcohol?
That's while I played.
Family
That's
show.
while I played video games. Makes it much more. It makes.
That's why I went to class. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where the hell? I'm not even taking this one.
And so if you're out there and you're interested, the participating retailers are Dell.com, HP.com, and the Microsoft Store. If you're looking to do this online, the quick and easy way. So the bad news is, guess what? I guess Microsoft isn't perfect because Xbox Live is it's down right now.
Damn it.
Except Xbox Live Marketplace being down does not automatically also mean that all of your credit card information and everything has been spread to the 4 Winds.
Yeah.
So
well, it's just the marketplace, not actually Xbox Live. So
Right. You can still
you can
use
still
it.
play your online
you can
games.
still
Just
do
can't buy
online
stuff.
gaming.
just can't buy.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
yes, Microsoft may not be perfect, but it's still a lot better.
It's like, you know what? You can't buy Clone and Clyde, but the whole reason you got this service, you can still use.
Right.
Halo.
And I guarantee you in a
Modern
month,
Warfare.
it'll be back up. That's all I'm saying. I think Microsoft Marketplace will be back up in June.
Well, this is what happens when you have a dedicated staff to run your online facilities as opposed to the guy who's also working on PSP Go.
It's what.
Yeah. Yes.
Who was also fired last week when PSP. No, I mean, you that's where the $5 a month comes in, right? I mean,
Well, I mean, when
you get what you pay for, really.
Well, I mean, let's just stop and imagine real quick how the world works. I'm going to put out a product, and I'm going to expect you to buy it. And I'd like repeat business, so I have a subscription service. And I put out other things for this product that you need. You need the product to use this product. You need that product to use this product. Great. Now I'm going to give you a selling feature. This selling feature is really freaking expensive for me to give you. You know what? It's a subscription service. You're going to have to pay for it. Now, you know what? Here we go. How about let's give them a selling feature that's free. It's completely free. It's down. Let's get to it.
Well, yeah. You
this is
would
a
presume
loss.
that the cost of your subscription for Xbox Live also includes the idea that some of that
Service.
money is going to people to maintain it.
The thing with the whole Sony thing is that's a loss. See, they generally lose money on the consoles for how many years, and the whole point is to sell games to make up that amount of money. It's like, you know, you give away a razor and you make a fortune on the razor blades. Well, you know what? We're also making a fortune on the subscription service and the downloads. Sony is like, hey, people will buy a whole bunch of copies of Sudoku Challenge. But what about all this other stuff we could be making money off of? Hi, we're in business to make money. That's why we're a very large company. we do this thing called planning, not thinking we can just get by on free and not hit a snag. Hey, yeah, because now it's not in the budget to fix that, is it? You know what? We're too busy not putting anything out to fix it.
Don't worry, kids. Sony Online will be back one day to transform your day into an adventure.
That's right. That's right. Coming to you in 2012. PSN. Yeah. So you know, Rob, they were too busy making great games for all their systems. That's all I got to tell you.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, or Crash Bandicoot 2011. It's like, this looks a lot like Crash Bandicoot 2. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Or 1.
I used the Sony pliers the other day to fix my shoes.
Maybe the Sony pliers can help you with that little problem on your head.
There's an idea.
Yeah, there you go. A Sony helmet is in order. Hey, so the biggest game of the year is going to unquestionably probably be Modern Warfare 3. And we're getting our first real taste of what it's going to entail. The Modern Warfare games kind of have like a two year so development cycle. Yes. So we are coming fast and furious upon COD, which is a huge franchise. It's probably the biggest franchise going right now. And if you'll remember, Modern Warfare 2 was very infamous because right after its release, essentially, the studio was disbanded. So a lot is riding on Modern Warfare 3, and it's finally been confirmed for a November 8th release. The first live-action trailer debuted this week during the NBA Finals, I believe. Where Dallas thrashed Oklahoma City. Hello, JD Church, our fellow host. Did I mention that was like one of the biggest comebacks in playoff history? Okay, so Modern Warfare.
Oh, snap.
Modern Warfare 3. Yes, the first live-action trailer debuted this week, and it confirmed both the release date as well as the involvement of Sledgehammer Games working with Infinity Ward on the title. Also confirmed for beyond this release date is a PC version, which is awesome. PC is starting to get a lot of love with big games these days, between Modern Warfare 3 and games like Street Fighter 4. Current game makers are starting to pay a little bit more attention to PC Portal 2 with big games. So PC will get a version in addition to the 360 and the PS3. Locations confirmed in the game include America, England, France, and Germany, all a part of World War III. And actually, here's a little interesting tidbit. So a few weeks ago, a lot of information about Modern Warfare 3 leaked. And the CEO of Activision is now promising retribution. So they are going to track down the parties responsible for that leak. And some of the stuff they leaked was details on the gaming, gaming and content and real specific things. A lot of the leaks went through Kotaku.com. And the news sets a different tone to Activision's view of leaks. Since the CEO came on board. Previously, Activision and lots of game makers actually just don't really make a big deal of game leaks. But for a game this big, they absolutely do. So they are cracking down pretty hard on this. Does anybody play this franchise here in the chat? I dabble in it just a little.
Call of Duty, I played it. You're asking the chat, but I...
Well, no, you guys too.
I definitely played it. I played it. That's probably a game I played exclusively for a good. I'd say for a good 4 months straight. I mean, that was the one game I played for 4 months straight.
Wow.
Although, Modern Warfare 2 was a short campaign, so I definitely went through the campaign. And then I played, all of Modern Warfare 2. Jumped through another game and then got Black Ops. And Black Ops was the first Treyarch one I bought. The campaign was too boring. I couldn't do it anymore. So, and I didn't find Modern Warfare 2's campaign too captivating. And I find it kind of ironic that they play on the World War III portion, which is definitely the campaign portion. However, I know many Call of Duty gamers who do not actually play the campaign mode at all. I usually try to finish the campaign mode before I jump into multiplayer, but I've known people who just jump straight into multiplayer, and on the first night they're up to like level 20 already. So
it's an interesting, like, I feel obligated to play campaign or no matter like how weak the story is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I paid $60 for this thing. I should play at least something it was intended to play for.
Yeah, I would absolutely.
That's the sole reason I buy games is the one multiplayer mode.
Yeah, Diecast says that he jumps right into the multiplayer,
yeah.
and then I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher your name here. Aniato says that they love the storylines to the game, so it's to his or her own. I know I have a friend who still plays Black Ops exclusively today.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how he does it.
They're not alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But it's got to the point where Modern Warfare, so many people, or even Call of Duty, so many people are so good that, like John, you said that you dabble you tried multiplayer.
Oh, I get blown up.
You get your ass kicked in the first 10 seconds. And
yeah.
I've played, I would play 2 days a week or something like that for like an hour or two. I don't play games all that long, but and then I stop playing for a week. The next week I come back and get my ass kicked. It's terrible. It's like you've degraded significantly. And I think most people are like, okay, World War III, that's great, but how are you gonna improve my multiplayer experience? And I think that's gonna be a huge indication of whether the Infinity Ward leftovers and Sledgehammer can actually pick up this mantle and add new features and something that's new and refreshing to the multiplayer experience.
They're going to add Pokeballs and make people go outside.
If they add Pokemon to World War III, if World War III is the war for Pokemon, I'm in there. I'm all for it. I can understand
Think about it.
War for like Pikachu's.
M16, I choose you.
Think about how cool this could be. This could be, okay, you're like, okay, the Allied forces are moving in. I call out Gengar.
Yeah, I know. Or the president has like a belt of Pokeballs. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Mystic Pokemon, of course. Peter, you bring up like a really good point on online gameplay because I know in the multiplayer FPS genre, like the level of gameplay is insane, and almost to a point where if you're not careful, it can be maybe less fun than it could be because you get thrashed, right? I mean, you just get blown up the minute you try to play. And there's some other genres that are sort of like that. I mean, I dabble in FPS. I certainly want to be better than I am. I don't know if I'm like, I just don't have the genes for that genre, but I do. I mean, I play a lot of fighting games, and I remember like, this is like 3 years ago almost now. So when Street Fighter 4 first came out, I got Street Fighter 4 like a couple weeks, 2 weeks after everybody else. And then in my first like online match against somebody, he almost like double perfect me. And I was like, I like put down the controller and I was like, what the hell just happened? I just got like thrashed by like some 10-year-old who had been playing. No offense. If I was 10 years old, I'd be doing this too. I did do this.
Oh, yeah.
For like the last 2 weeks, had played like 10 hours a day. And like this old fart, rolls up and, challenges him online. And he just like rips my head off. And so, I mean, that happens a lot, but it's also like an interesting discussion on like, is it fun? It's, it's just, is it fun for the casual gamer? Because there's so many hardcore gamers out there who are really, really good at their game. And they like have a game that they like obsess over for a long time. And they just pick us off like fresh meat online. It's sad.
Yep.
It's sad. Nintendo HD. We've got some news for you. Oh, yeah. So the Wii 2 Nintendo HD, call it what you want.
Cafe Press.
Cafe Press. So an inside source has confirmed that the controller for Nintendo's new console will feature a front-facing camera similar to the 3DS's front-facing camera. The source that confirmed this has also said that it will have a 6-inch touchscreen on the controller, which was also diagrammed in a video that was leaked about a week ago. So a front-facing camera and a touchscreen on the controller. I'm gonna have to see it if it looks like an N64 controller on steroids. That would be awesome. Just a giant claw and a couple analog sticks that you have no idea what to do with.
Or the unholy hybrid of the N64 controller and the Dreamcast controller.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That's basically what I'm expecting.
A 6-inch screen.
nunchuck.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could attach the nunchuck thing together and pull it, and then the screen? That'd be pretty sweet.
How about just 2 nunchucks?
6 freaking inches. Good lord.
I know that's a giant screen if you think about that. On the controller.
Yeah.
That's
a screen I am not going to look at.
That's got to be oriented like a Game Boy Advance, where you get your primary control surface and then the screen above it, right?
But you could just think how heavy that thing is going to be. I mean,
hell yes.
Yeah.
Big
and if you think about it, is that going to be like essentially like a handheld on its own? Like why would it not be able?
6
yeah,
inches.
why would it not be able to detach and just be a handheld?
And if it was, the ideal thing for them to do would be to let you download like mini games to the controller unit to play around the console when you're not doing a real game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, what Nintendo really needs to do with the screen, if they really want to impress people, is to ensure someone will look at it for more than 1 week after they bought the console.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
A little less gimmicky.
Well, no. See, what the problem is, they need to not release the next version of Wii Sports as the pack-in title, so that somebody will actually buy a game for it.
Yeah.
Because when you get a Wii and you have Wii Sports, you don't ever need another game again.
You know what? I think that's an excellent point, and it's so true because the top selling games for the Wii are like Wii Sports Resort, and maybe like a Mario game. It's something like that. I think that's it. Like Mario Kart.
It's all the games that make the best use of the control interface.
Yes,
and the best one came free with the system.
Yeah. Especially when with the Wii. I mean, no offense to the Wii, but I mean, let's face it, it was all about that singular gimmick. I mean, they made it that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one game that actually, made the best use of it. And then we got a bunch of games like Carnival games, and it was awesome. A bunch of like 1-star games where you like flick the controller a little bit and like your avatar throws pebbles into a pond, and you're like, this is way better than Black Ops.
Right. And then all of the like big ticket games have a control mode where you don't use the motion controls, completely missing the point.
One cool thing about the Wii controller that they failed to really advertise and put to use, it's like, okay, the motion control thing, we got you in there, but what now? I'm sitting in my chair, playing this game. Long day. Oop, all right.
John, did you play any of the Dragon Ball Z games on the Wii?
I did not.
I am so tired.
The only really interesting part is that for some of the moves, you make the same kind of arm movements as the characters are supposed to, but once your arms feel like they're going to fall off 5 minutes later, you switch it back to the non-motion control, then you're just kind of done with it, because then it's just another Dragon Ball game.
Kind of cool. Hey, by the way, they're developing a new Dragon Ball Z video game, and it's due out this fall, and nobody knows anything about it.
They're always developing another Dragon Ball Z video game.
Yeah, so
you don't need to know about it because it's just another Dragon Ball Z video game.
Yeah,
guys.
I think everybody keeps waiting for like the really good Dragon Ball Z video game, because if they did it right, who knows? This may be impossible. It would
here's
be
a spoiler. Here's a spoiler. I think Goku's going to fight Cell.
Perhaps at some point.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of panting and a lot of staring. But
maybe
yes,
some constipation.
And constipation. Yes. Hey, by the way, also, just on a non-related note, I watched uncut, uncensored Dragon Ball Z a couple of days ago. Blew my mind. It is kind of crazy. I mean, it's kind of vulgar and it's kind of bloody, sort of bloody, and my childhood was shattered. Let's just say it was. This isn't what I remembered on Cartoon Network when I was 14. I've been robbed. There's cussing and blood. Hey, you know where else there's cussing and blood? Mortal Kombat.
Radio Free Cybertron? Oh.
Well, yes, there is. There's a lot of that.
I'm Rob. Doom, doom, doom.
So to wrap up the show, we're going to talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat Legacy. Episode 7. We are almost done with this bad boy. Episode 7, titled Scorpion Sub-Zero, Part 1.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, just if you guys haven't seen the episode, I will summarize. As you could probably tell from the very mysterious title, it does introduce Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And it's interesting because in the latest fiction of the video game, neither one of these characters is kind of portrayed as good or evil. They've got kind of conflicting stories. But in Mortal Kombat Legacy, Sub-Zero is very much a bad guy, and Scorpion is very much a tortured hero type. So it tells the story of Sub-Zero and his clan. Scorpion and his clan. How Scorpion kind of evolved as a super ninja, super assassin. It tells the story of his daughter and his son. And essentially, what happens is the Shogun comes to visit Scorpion's village. Scorpion is called away to meet the Shogun, but it's a trick. It's just to lure Scorpion away from his village so Sub-Zero's clan can attack it, and it is suggested that his family is slaughtered by Sub-Zero's clan, and the episode ends with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, of course, engaging in Mortal Kombat. Guys, what did you think of this?
Where do I begin?
I just want to say it first. I just want to begin first that I'm really surprised that they got a non-Japanese guy to play a Japanese guy.
Yeah. I was like,
Russell Wong, not Japanese.
It's like, hi, how many Italian ninjas are they?
I know. It's like, are you Venezuelan? What are you? It's like, it's hard to tell, but you are not from here, buddy.
Second, and I've always kind of thought this about the whole Mortal Kombat mythos to begin with. Scorpion is assassinated, and he comes back from the dead to avenge his death. Right, cool. Didn't Scorpion do the same shit when he was alive? So shouldn't he have someone come after him?
Yeah.
So he's like, Scorpion, you bad guy. I'm been really good at this for a while now, actually. Boy, this is what karma feels like. Call me Earl. Well, and I'm really good with this pointy thing on a rope. Like Scorpion.
Yeah, they didn't really explain why he chose the kunai. Did they really? It was just like, he likes like throwing that thing at people. It looks cool, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's really no background story. I will say, this episode didn't seem to suck as much. I mean, was it great? No, but I mean, it was okay, right? It was all right. The story was simpler. That probably helped. It was easy to follow. And Scorpion didn't get 7 lobotomies inside of 5 minutes. That
really,
helped.
that last episode, that seemed like that should have been a montage sequence with like the Benny Hill music.
Yes.
And another thing, how disturbingly ugly is Scorpion's son?
He's not ugly. He's just got puffy ass cheeks.
I'm like staring at this kid, and it's like,
he's just
and I hate
storing
to call
food
it
for the winter.
I hate to call kids ugly. I hate to call a kid ugly because it's not nice. He's a child, but he's not listening. And I'm looking at this,
not
and
that
I'm
you
like,
know of.
Yes.
you look at this kid, and you're like, oh man, that's unsettling.
Well, he's dead
Like,
anyway,
that's too
so it's
bad.
no big deal.
Yeah.
Wow,
Just saying, that's too bad.
Sorry, spoiler alert. He's dead.
Poor Jubei.
Jubei.
I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
And something that did ring in my head as I was watching the beginning of this, and I think I know what Mr. Director was doing about a decade ago. I recall in college, I played a lot of Mortal Kombat Trilogy in college. I played that game quite a bit, looking up stuff, fan art and all that just to pass the time. And I remember reading some fanfic.
Uh-oh.
And one read almost exactly like this episode. I don't remember. It was like a decade ago. It was a decade ago, guys. I don't exactly remember who wrote this or his screen name. But Scorpion and his son were playing in the woods all right. And as he was leaving town on a mission, Sub-Zero attacked.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is this is bad fanfic, guys.
Well, I mean, we've had our share of that in many franchises. Remember Star Trek Nemesis?
Nope, because I avoided it.
Good.
Like the plague. However, Mortal Kombat's very. If I feel like avoiding the Mortal Kombat episode, I'll just watch it before we record. That's what I did today. Didn't want to watch it yesterday. And the thing is, I like Mortal Kombat. And I like this because it's bad. It's enjoyably bad. And it's like a few minutes, so it's like, man, this is terrible. I can't believe I'm watching this. Now, the thing is, if they make a good episode any day now, I mean a good episode, not a good because it's bad like this is for us. I mean good like this is an Oscar quality, just an amazing short film I just watched. It will thus be a bad episode of Mortal Kombat Legacy, because what the hell is that? I've been watching this show for like 7 weeks now. And now
what the joke is, we've watched probably like 20 minutes of footage. It feels like in 7 I watched like 20 minutes of story here, so it's not like we've seen a whole lot. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I mean, it's okay. This is one of these things at this point. At this point, I wonder, like, how is this all going to tie together? Because they've got 3 episodes left, and they did the fantasy thing with Katana and Melina, and and then they did this, and then they did Raiden, and I think Johnny Cage met up with Shang Tsung, and I forgot what the first episode was even about. Oh yeah, it was Kano and Jax with his new arms. I bet those are going to look awesome with that butt. His cybernetic arms are going to be awesome.
It's literally just going to be aluminum
foil.
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to be aluminum foil wrapped around his arms.
Yeah,
and then
they're just going to paint his actual arms silver.
Yeah,
they're going to. Yeah,
all you're going to see is some poor
assistant. Go to Walmart and get like a can of metallic paint. We need it like ASAP. Don't worry about it like his skin. He'll be fine.
You're going to see some poor assistant like with a mirror and a light, like just like pushing it over just to like shine his arms to make him look shiny, and Jax is just holding them up like, did you get it? Did you get it?
Yeah, metallic, man.
It's gonna be great.
I'm honestly looking forward to them incorporating the Cyber Ninjas. Not because I particularly want to see it, but because
you just want to see how badly
I want to
it's
see what they
done.
did. Like I was thinking the other day, I was thinking about the show. They could easily work Cabal into this. It's a guy in a mask. Come on. They could work a lot of things. Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot is the original Sub-Zero back from the dead, and the new Sub-Zero is a good Sub-Zero or something, if I remember correctly. And like Rain's a guy in purple. Ermac, he's a guy in red. These are things in the story, and it's like, okay, but Cyber Ninjas. Smoke's like Scorpion or something's homeboy, and in part 3 he became a robot because of the Cyber Ninja clan that Sub-Zero or somebody was in, and they're robots, and now there's robot ninjas. And that's the story to part 3.
Just love it.
And I didn't paraphrase.
I'll forgive this whole series if the Cyber Ninjas are essentially just differently colored stormtrooper outfits. I will totally forgive them. They just take some spray paint and some stormtrooper costumes.
Not the stormtroopers, the uniforms from Starship Troopers.
Yes, very nice. Very, very obtuse. Very nice reference. But yes, if they do that, if they go shopping at like a Hollywood outlet store with all the cheap props from like the 90s, all is forgiven. This is going to be awesome. There's 3 more episodes. I still watch. We all still watch.
I can't wait for season 2.
We can't wait to see what the train wreck brings next. So we got
yeah. Well, I mean, like at some point, and like Diecast in the chat saying, he still watches too. We all still watch. At some point, like there's 3 episodes left. Like all this stuff has to come together at some point, right?
I thought you were gonna say at some point it's got to be good, and I was like, no, it doesn't.
Well, unfortunately, no. They aren't obligated, but they somehow are obligated. I feel to like connect the dots a little bit. And again, if Goro is like just the 3 of us, just like lined up behind each other, and we become like this 6 arm thing, we work cheap. That's all I'm saying.
Guys,
do it for free.
Do we know if this has been greenlit for another season?
Did somebody greenlight the first season?
Well, hold on.
I thought somebody just started filming.
Hold on. I just financed the 2nd season.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And already it's got doubled the budget.
Very nice. Very nice. So yes, Mortal Kombat Legacy. We love you. It hurts so good. And we will talk about episode 8 next week. Actually, we'll have to figure this out. But next week, I am going to be at BotCon, which you probably know if you're listening to this podcast is the. It's like Christmas for geeks. It's Christmas for trans fans. It is the big convention of the year for Transformers. I'm into Transformers. I like people who are into Transformers. I will be going to BotCon. So we'll see. We'll probably have a new Soundwave in some form or another. We may just have a live broadcast. Yeah, we may just have like a live pre-BotCon RFC TF Radio Network extravaganza, which everybody will. Everybody will love. So until then, enjoy your week. Go watch Mortal Kombat Legacy episodes 1 through 7 again and again and again. You'll be a better person for it, or your eyes may just like explode at some point. One or the other. You'll become a better person, or you're going to lose like all faculties. Your bowels will just release because that's what it makes me like. My reaction after like episode, I think it was like 4. It was the first one where Katana and Melina just showed up. Was like when it was over, I was like, well, I gotta take a shit because. So yes.
Well, that says it all right there.
Yeah, it does. Like Mortal Kombat Legacy, I gotta take a shit. Okay, so that's New Soundwave episode 81. We will see you for episode 82, or like I said, you're gonna get a whole mess of BotCon. It'll be awesome either way. And until then, I am your host, John DeLuna, for XV, Peter, AKK, Bweebum, and Rob Springer, the very talented, the very bald, the very sunburned Rob Springer. We will see you next week.
This has been New Soundwave with your hosts, John DeLuna, Brian Kilby, XV, Lady Rick, Bweebum, with Rob Springer. Visit us at tfradio.net for show notes and to subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on Twitter at tfradio for news and updates. Check out all our videos at tfvideo.net. Like the podcast? Tell your friends. New Soundwave is a radio-free Cybertron production. Copyright 2010 Radio Free Cybertron.